Don't try to sneak into your room like that. I know what you've got behind your back. Records. More new records.
Okay, I was going to do my Pet Sounds video after I got back from Vienna, but things have blown up on the internet, and there's a lot of lying and nonsense going on, a lot of smearing people, and really libelous talk. And so I just got to get this out of my system now. So this is my original copy of Pet Sounds. This one was pressed at Abbey Pressing Plant in Newark, New Jersey, because I'm an East Coast guy, and it was mastered in 1966. The date's right on the inner groove area, and this was processed at Audio Matrix, which is still in existence. They do a lot of processing of lacquers. It never sounded good. It's just not a good sounding record. I don't care what anybody says. And you know, the record, the music is wonderful. It was never a successful record at first. It didn't do well on the charts. It got to number 10, I think, and it hung around the charts for a while. But you know, and the Capitol executives didn't really like it. It came out in '66, and 3 months later, or 2 months later, in July of '66, there was a greatest hits package. You think that made Brian happy? I doubt it. You know, Paul McCartney said it was one of the greatest records, and it made them, you know, rethink what they were going to do, and did Sgt. Pepper after this. But the fact of the matter is, it was not a successful record. And if you look at the cover art is horrible. It's, you know, by this point in time, cover art was a thing. And here you got a picture, and the copy is not integrated in the picture. It's sitting on top, and it's this generic typeface. It's pretty awful, if you ask me. You didn't ask me, but I'm telling you. It was not that successful. But of course, over the years, it's become this legendary record, which it deserves to be, because it was, you know, way better than it was first received by the public, and especially by the executives. All right. So in around 1970, the Beach Boy organization bought the rights to all the Capitol tapes. They took control. They signed a deal with Warner Brothers, and within a very short period of time, in 1970, they released this album called Sunflower. I don't know if you know this record. It's a wonderful record, and it was engineered by a guy named Stephen Desper, who I've spoken to at hi-fi shows. He's a serious audiophile guy, and this record was recorded in real stereo. In other words, it's not pan-potted mono across a fake soundstage. It's three-dimensional, probably used Bloomline pair of microphones. They even talk about the microphones they used. And apparently Carl Wilson was very much into audiophilia, and he was involved in the production of this and how this was done. It was his production, produced by the Beach Boys, but essentially it was Carl. That was in '70. Now in '72, the Beach Boys organization decided to reissue Pet Sounds two ways: as a twofer in this Carl and the Passions package, and with Pet Sounds being the second record in here, and also as a single record here in '72. These are both the same mastering, both the same Artisan Sound mastering. So just like Sunflower, mastered at Artisan Sound, one of the best mastering houses. So whoever chose that was careful about the mastering process. And Artisan is where Mick and Keith came to America after finishing their debauchery at the place in France where they did Exile on Main Street. They went to a studio in LA, and they did all the overdubs of horns and everything, and then they took the tapes, they hand took the tapes to Artisan to have it mastered. And if you want the best copy of Exile on Main Street, find an Artisan Sound stamper on it, and that's the one to get. So these were both also mastered at Artisan Sound. And I really, to tell you the truth, I didn't pay much attention to them. I bought them, but I didn't pay that much attention to them. I just wasn't that interested at that point. I was doing other stuff. Then in 1995, DCC Compact Classics, Kevin Gray and Steve Hoffman did this track. Now, Steve was doing the mastering choices, and Kevin was the cutting engineer, because Steve doesn't cut lacquers. This is a very good record. At the time, I thought it was really great, and I wrote about it. And in the Tracking Angle magazine that was published back then in 1995. And I got a call from Bob Merlis, the publicist at Warner Brothers, and said, somebody wants to talk to you. And I picked up the phone. It was Brian Wilson, wanted to tell me how much he enjoyed my review. That was nice, you know. And I liked that. I liked that he liked what I wrote about it, and I liked that he everything. And he remembered that I fixed his turntable back in the 80s when he was really in his worst state, and he thanked me for that. And that's a whole nother story. I've told it many times, so I'm not going to bore you with it now. You can find it on another video. I fixed his turntable and added music to his life after the people that were taking care of him wouldn't fix his turntable. It was outrageous that happened, but that's something I'll always remember. Then after this, I said, I got to go back and compare this to my other versions. So I took these out, and lo and behold, when I played this, I thought this was the best version I'd heard. I liked this better than the DCC. I liked the equalization on this. I liked everything about it. And I wrote about that. And if you can go back someplace and find it, or I can find it in the Tracking Angle magazine here, I said this was the best balanced version. All right? I'm on record as saying that in 1995, okay? Let's go fast forward a little bit, a couple of years. I've known Tom Grover Biery for decades, many decades. This is a good man. This is a guy that's been involved in the record business for decades and decades. He is being smeared and besmirched and lied about by scoundrels all over the internet. And it sickens me. It disgusts me. They say that about me too, and I'm, I can take care of myself. And it bothers me, believe me. I don't like being called a liar and a scoundrel, and the things being said about me are disgusting, but whatever. I've got a history and a record that I'm proud to have people look back at. But Tom doesn't deserve this. He's put out a bunch of fantastic reissues over the years. He's one of these champions of vinyl who was doing vinyl when nobody cared about vinyl, just like I was writing about it when nobody cared about vinyl. And neither one of us deserves to be smeared like we're being smeared. So, let's cut back a bunch of months. He calls me, and I talk to him regularly. And he says, hey, we found that tape. I found that tape that was used for the 72 Brothers Records reissues, and we're going to put it out as a one-step. Now, I've reviewed all the one-steps he's done, the Dr. Dre, the Tom Petty. They're all fantastic sounding one-steps. And there's a knucklehead out there saying that one-steps are the cheap way to go, and it's a scam. Look, when records are made in large numbers, you have to do a three-step. You plate a lacquer, you peel it back, you get a father. You can make records from that, but it wears out after 1,000 copies. Then you got to start over. So it's plated again, and that creates a mother, and then that creates a stamper. That's a three-step process. The one-step process is not a cheap way to do it. It's done when you can produce few records. It's one generation, it's 2 generations fresher than a three-step process. Whether it sounds better or not is your choice. But to say that it's a scam and that it's done, the whole thing is, I think if Brian Wilson's up in heaven looking down at this, I think he would be disgusted. But anyway, that's another story. So, Tom sent me a test pressing of this. And this is the test pressing of Pet Sounds. One step pressed on the finest vinyl, the quietest, smoothest vinyl you can get. It's what other labels are using for their high-quality premium records. It's more difficult to press using it. It's more expensive to buy the vinyl. And I listened to it, and to me, it sounded just like the 72 Carl and the Passions version, but only that much better because it was one step, and also because it was much better vinyl. And, the cutting systems, everything's gotten better. Chris Bellman cut this. Chris cuts great records at Bernie Grundman mastering. And I said, I think this is the best version I've heard. And then I went with Tom onto Steve Westman's show to talk about this record. And I said, I think this is the version Brian would want you to hear. And all hell broke loose because I said that. I mean, people called me a liar and said, how do you don't know? I said, no, I don't know. And I even forgot that I said that, and I got called up by Beach Boy Man or whatever, whoever that guy is, for saying that. And then I said, I don't know if I said that. Then he put the video up where I said it. Yeah, I said it. You know why? Because I believe it. Why do I believe it? Because the Beach Boys bought back their catalog from Capitol in '69, and in '72, the Beach Boy organization put out a copy of Pet Sounds. And they put it out from a tape. And the tape that was used is pretty clearly the same tape that Tom Biery used to cut this. In fact, one of the sleuths that was online said, I have that 72 version, and there's one track on it that's got this click. and I heard it on the DSS, but that's the only other place I heard it. And Chris Bellman and Grover took the tape and compared it to the 72 pressing. They did a lot of work on this that you don't know about and they're not talking about, and they are absolutely convinced that it lined up exactly, the tape lined up exactly with the 72 pressing, and they're convinced that that EQ master was what was used to cut Carl and the Passions. Now, this other brouhaha that's come up is there's this guy, this Beach Boy guy who's a Beach Boy fan, but he doesn't know anything about record pressing or records. He says, why would you use an EQ'd copy when you could get a master tape? And I don't think Carl was involved. We called up the archivists, and they said, in fact, Carl was out on tour when this was cut. So this guy is a lie, whatever he said about me. Well, I got some news for him and for anybody involved in this. So Carl was going out on tour. So what would be the smart thing to do? You go into Artisan Sound, you take the master tape, you make a cutting EQ copy, and you use that. And guess what? Half the records you own were cut from EQ'd copies. That's what was done. When the Beatles made 50 copies to send out around the world, do you think they were sending out flat transfers and telling each of these mastering houses, oh, do whatever you want with it? No, they were doing what they did. They would cut the bass out because they wanted not a lot of bass on these records to begin with, so that they would track on cheap turntables. And they sent out EQ'd copies and said, here's a cutting master, use this. So this was so the cutting master that was used in 72 was used for this. That's not a scandal. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't ask why did they do that. In fact, a lot of the Rhino reissues that you get now, they show the tape, like the Full House that just came out from Jay Giles. The tape box says, EQ'd limited cutting master. That's what got used. So that's what was used for this. It's not a scandal. And was this the version that Brian Wilson and Carl Wilson probably wanted you to hear? Yeah, I think so. Because they owned Brother Records. And they bought the tapes back from Capitol. And they supervised this coming out. Oh, do we know for a fact that they supervised this? Well, who else did it? A guy off the street? Of course they did it. It was their label. That's all I'm going to say about that. Now, we get to the DSS and we get to the Vinylphyle. The DSS, there's no secrets involved in this. There's no scam involved in this. This stuff you read online right now about scams and it's been revealed, it's been exposed. There's nothing to expose, ladies and gentlemen. It's right here. There's a picture of the tape. Tom Biery's not hiding anything from anyone. It's the lacquer cut at Artisan EQ Dolby copy. Use only for copies only. See Master for Lacquers. Yes, that's what that tape said. But that's what it said originally. And now they used this EQ Dolby copy to cut the 72 version. You can hear it. And they used that same tape for this. And they sound identical. Except this sounds much better. Because everything's better now. The equipment is better. Chris Bellman's cutting system at Bernie's is better than what Artisan had back in the day. The vinyl is much better. Everything is better now. The pressing is better. The vinyl quality is better. That's what this is. There's no secrets involved in this. As far as the Vinylphyle version goes, it's also cut from a copy. There's no secrets about it. Here's the tape copy. This is the New York tape copy from 4464. It says on here 4466. And it says it's an acetate, do not bake. That's good, because if you bake an acetate, you ruin it. And acetates hold up better than Mylar, because Mylar flakes and sheds. But this tape is pretty beat. It's known to be pretty beat. Now, this is the tape probably used by Analogue Productions that Kevin Gray used for his cut. And if you like that cut, fine. I gave it a good review. I liked it. I was swayed by the bass. But look, the bass is not on the original that's on Kevin's cut. And the bass is not on this cut by Joe Nina Hernandez. It's not. They all sound different. Which one you prefer? That's your choice. But all of this scamming and scandal and lying, it is just disgusting that good people, and I'm including myself in that, frankly, I'm not a snob. These people think that Fremer is a snob. You know, maybe I'm a slob. If you've seen my room, I can be a slob. I'm not a slob. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not a slob. And I'm not getting paid for any of this. My pocket isn't being lined for this. Yeah, I get a promo copy. You know what? Every reviewer worth anything since the 1950s gets promo copies. And if you think a good reviewer is going to sell their credibility for a record, they're being stupid. The amount of stupidity out there about this is really sickening. So, let me conclude by saying, if you like the Vinylphyle version better, that's fine. It's an honest version. If you like the Analogue Productions version better, that's fine. It's an honest version. It's got a lot of bass on it. This version has less bass on it. But it's fine. It's good. It's well pressed. The DSS version, the one-step, I still think that it sounds the best, and that's why I wrote the hype sticker. I think this is the best version that you'll hear. If you think otherwise, that's fine. It's sold almost 6,000 copies, and the people on Discogs who rate these things, that these are fanatics, it gets almost a perfect 5 from everybody there. So that's all I want to say. I'll play you this stuff now. You can make your own choice. Oh, and one other thing, when I went on to Beach Boy Guy's YouTube channel after I was called out and called names, and I said, I don't remember saying that Brian, this is what Brian wants you to have, but I did say it. And he put up the video and then made a big to-do about it. And, fine. I said it, and I still believe it. I'm saying it right now. I think Brian and Carl and the Beach Boys organization wanted you to hear the 1972 cut because that's the version they put out on their own brother records. Duh. Okay? And then I said, you're making all these statements, Mr. Beach Boy Guy, about how these records sound. I want to know what you're playing it back on. I don't know what you're playing it back on. If you're using a bright-sounding cartridge, yeah, it's going to sound bright. If the turntable's not set up well, yeah, you're going to have some sibilance. If you're playing it back on a speaker without bass, yeah, the Analogue Productions version has a lot more bass, and maybe it sounds better to you. But we have to know what you're playing it back on. And then you would not believe what happened. That Fremer snob, he wants to show he's got a $300,000 turntable, and he wants to make fun of it. No, I just want to know what you're playing it back on. And you should know those things. Okay, now I'm going to play you all the different versions of this Pet Sounds. And you can decide what you think is best. But I just want all of this. And the guy, by the way, the analog guy, the guy that sits there on camera, doesn't move. He just sits there, looks into the camera, and pontificates nonsense. He's got no resume. He's never done anything in his life. I mean, what has he done? And he posts nonsense about Analogue Productions putting out a Neil Young record, about One Steps being a scam. This guy knows nothing. He's got no resume, but all these guys are going, oh, thank you so much. Now I won't buy that. I'm so glad you've proven to me what a scam it is. The guy has no resume. He's done nothing. And I am not saying that because he's done nothing. That's all I'm going to say. And all these people are going on there. You know what it is? They don't want to spend $100 on a record. No one's forcing them to spend $100 on a record. Don't spend $100 on a record if you don't want to. But if you want one that was made from that tape, that was used for the Pet Sounds in 72, and you want it mastered carefully by Chris Bellman, one of the best guys in the business, and pressed at RTI using the VR900, or whatever the name of that vinyl is, the quietest, sweetest sounding vinyl, that's what you get for $100 in a nice box. If you don't want that, don't buy it, but don't call it a scam. Don't call it some sort of ripoff. Let's get over this nonsense and let these people who are doing that go away and stop the nonsense. And just honor Brian's legacy. Brian was a sweet man who doesn't deserve any of this stuff going on. All right? And now I'm going to go to Vienna and have a good time. Okay? Thanks. And I will play all the different versions for you.
It starts with just a little glance now. Right away you're thinking about romance now. You know you ought to take it slower, but you just can't wait to get to know her. A brand new love affair is such a beautiful thing. But if you're not careful, think about the pain it can bring. It makes you feel so bad, it makes your heart feel so sad. It makes your days go wrong. It makes your nights so long. You've got to keep in mind love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow it's here and gone so fast. Right now you think that she's perfection. This time is really an exception. Well, you know I hate to be a downer, but I'm the guy she left before you found her. Well, I'm not saying you won't have a good luck with her, but I keep on remembering things like they were. She made me feel so bad. She made my heart feel sad. She made my days go wrong and made my nights so long. You got to keep in mind love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow is here and gone so fast. Love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow it's here and gone so fast. Love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow it's here and gone so fast. It starts with just a little glance now. Right away you're thinking about romance now. You know you ought to take it slower, but you just can't wait to get to know her. A brand new love affair is such a beautiful thing, but if you're not careful, think about the pain it can bring. It makes you feel so bad, it makes your heart feel sad, it makes your days go wrong, it makes your nights so long. You've got to keep in mind love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow it's here and gone so fast. Right now you think that she's perfection. This time is really an exception. Well, you know I hate to be a downer, but I'm the guy she left before you found her. Well, I'm not saying you won't have a good luck with her, but I keep on remembering things like they were. She made me feel so bad. She made my heart feel sad. She made my days go wrong and made my nights so long. You got to keep in mind love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow is here and gone so fast. Love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow is here and gone so fast. It starts with just a little glance now. Right away you're thinking about romance now. You know you ought to take it slower, but you just can't wait to get to know her. A brand new love affair is such a beautiful thing, but if you're not careful, think about the pain it can bring. It makes you feel so bad, it makes your heart feel sad, it makes your days go wrong, it makes your nights so long. You've got to keep in mind, love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow it's here and gone so fast. Right now you think that she's perfection. This time is really an exception. Well, you know I hate to be a downer, but I'm the guy she left before you found her. Well, I'm not saying you won't have a good luck with her, but I keep on remembering things like they were. She made me feel so bad, she made my heart feel sad, she made my days go wrong and made my nights so long. You got to keep in mind, love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow is here and gone so fast. Love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow it's here and gone so fast. Love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow it's here and gone so fast. It starts with just a little glance now. Right away you're thinking about romance now. You know you ought to take it slower, but you just can't wait to get to know her. A brand new love affair is such a beautiful thing, but if you're not careful, think about the pain it can bring. It makes you feel so bad, it makes your heart feel sad, it makes your days go wrong, it makes your nights so long. You've got to keep in mind, love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow it's here and gone so fast. Right now you think that she's perfection. This time is really an exception. Well, you know I hate to be a downer, but I'm the guy she left before you found her. Well, I'm not saying you won't have a good luck with her, but I keep on remembering things like they were. She made me feel so bad, she made my heart feel sad, she made my days go wrong and made my nights so long. You got to keep in mind, love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow is here and gone so fast. starts with just a little glance now. Right away you're thinking about romance now. You know you ought to take it slower, but you just can't wait to get to know her. A brand new love affair is such a beautiful thing, but if you're not careful, think about the pain it can bring. It makes you feel so bad, it makes your heart feel sad, it makes your days go wrong, it makes your nights so long. You've got to keep in mind, love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow it's here and gone so fast. Right now you think that she's perfection, this time is really an exception. Well, you know I hate to be a downer, but I'm the guy she left before you found her. Well, I'm not saying you won't have a good luck with her, but I keep on remembering things like they were. She made me feel so bad, she made my heart feel sad, she made my days go wrong and made my nights so long. You got to keep in mind, love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow is here and gone so fast. Love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow it's here and gone so fast. Love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow it's here and gone so fast. It starts with just a little glance now. Right away you're thinking about romance now. You know you ought to take it slower, but you just can't wait to get to know her. A brand new love affair is such a beautiful thing, but if you're not careful, think about the pain it can bring. It makes you feel so bad, it makes your heart feel sad, it makes your days go wrong, it makes your nights so long. You've got to keep in mind, love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow it's here and gone so fast. Right now you think that she's perfection, this time is really an exception. Well, you know I hate to be a downer, but I'm the guy she left before you found her. Well, I'm not saying you won't have a good luck with her, but I keep on remembering things like they were. She made me feel so bad, she made my heart feel sad, she made my days go wrong and made my nights so long. You got to keep in mind, love is here today and it's gone. Tomorrow is here and gone so fast. here today and it's gone. Tomorrow it's here and gone so fast. Love is here.